Good evening. It is now 7 o'clock. I would like to call the Rockdale County Board of Education regular session to order. Please help me welcome Miss Amanda Basket. Yay! She is a director. She is a director of Rockdale County Magnet School for Science and Technology. We're asking her to introduce the inspirational speakers.
So much. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman Brown, Vice Chairwoman Duncan, Board of Education members, Superintendent Dr. Oates, Cabinet, and community members. I am Amanda Basket, the Director of Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology, and it's my pleasure to introduce 3 student leaders from Rockdale Magnet to share tonight's inspiration. First, welcome Miss Amber Lee.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman Brown, Vice Chairwoman Duncan, Board of Education members, and Superintendents Dr. Oates. My name is Amber Lee, and I am an 11th grader Vietnamese American student at Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology, and a co-founder of Project ASO, the Asian Student Organizations. Established in 1992, May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the United States. In the spirit of celebrating AAPI Heritage Month, this evening, fellow Project ASO co-founder, Parizera Momin, Ambassador Co-President Prakash Gupta, and I are excited to share some of the impacts of Asian American students within our school community.
In the Taiwanese American journal Chrysanthemum, environmental activist Albertine Wang wrote, "For many Asian Americans, identity is understood as relational and contingent. And while that indeterminate state can be alienating and uncomfortable, we have the opportunity to own and transform the landscape and atmosphere of that fraught twilight ground."
This year, our AAPI Student Union was rebranded as Project ASO. I am an Indian American, and Project ASO has brought together magnet students across many AAPI backgrounds with the goals of service, advocacy, and education at Magnet. Project ASO has hosted an end of the first semester social featuring traditional foods open to the entire school and organized school-wide events for AAPI Heritage Month. Beyond Project ASO, our AAPI students are inspiring others and distinguishing themselves through tackling real-world problems and making an impact now through their science and engineering research.
Climate change is one such global issue, and it's harming people from here to Asia. And as I've learned about it, I've been inspired to combat climate change by improving renewable energy sources. In the labs at Magnet, I've created a novel solar tracking system and a prototype that shows significant improvements in power output.
For my research project, I am inspired to tackle the problem of global reduction in pollination rate of pollinators, which cause major decrease in agricultural food production. Within the 2 months I spent in the lab, I attempt to use the chemical geosmin and methyl needle solution in whole increasing pollination rate. Using a choice chamber, I test these chemical ability to attract pollinator fruit flies and discovered that geosmin and methyl solution has major impact in increasing pollination rates.
For my research project this year, I was inspired by the 38.4 million people in America who are currently diabetic to combat the disease altogether by way of fresh Punica granatum extract, also known as FPGX, within my model organisms, which were fruit flies and zebrafish embryos. In phase 1, my research partner Andrea Walker and I engineered a novel capillary feeding system where we fostered and trained fruit flies to consume the diabetes treatment at an angle for optimal results. In phase 2, the treatments were given to both organisms with separate feeding apparatuses to test the success rate of FPGX combating the diabetes effects. With success reducing diabetes indicators in both model organisms, we hope to be able to use the data collected this year to treat diabetes in humans as well all across the world.
As we close, we have AAPI Month celebration buttons as gifts for each board member. Thank you for the opportunity to share as we celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month at Rockdale Magnet and across the district.
Thank you. Well, so Magnet students, will you all lead us in the pledge? Everyone, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Thank you. A motion has been made by Ms. Jones, second by Ms. North. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Next, Cindy Ball, Chief of Strategy and Innovation, will recognize our staff and students. Dr. Oates, Heather, please join me.
Thank you, Chairwoman Brown. Good evening, Vice Chair Duncan, Dr. Oates, board members, and our room full of guests. We're glad to have you here with us this evening. We have a lot of recognitions tonight, but as always, this time of year, it's very crazy busy for all of our staff and students. So we do expect that some will not be able to join us this evening. But we are going to start with the Superintendent Scholarship. Each year, the superintendent awards a $1,000 scholarship to an RCPS graduate who has been accepted to attend a 2-year, 4-year, or technical college in the fall. Applicants must write a 500-word essay on how RCPS prepared them for their future and how RCPS can improve to better prepare students for the future of their choice. This scholarship is supported by the RCPS Foundation, and we appreciate their partnership to provide this opportunity for students. This year, there were 28 applications from across the district that were scored by 3 judges. This year's recipient attends the Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology and will attend Georgia Tech in the fall. Please join me in congratulating Kayla Holland. Did they look at you?
Yes.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, all of our photos taken here this evening by Ms. Kim will be put on our social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You are also welcome to come up behind me and take photos as well of your children or your friends and family. The Heritage High School girls varsity track team formed an unstoppable relay team, sweeping the competition as region champions in the 4x100 meters, 4x200 meters, and 4x400 meters events. Their excellence extends to the state level, where they emerged victorious as champions in both the 4x200 meters with a state record and 4x400 meters relay races, cementing their status as top athletes in their sport. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of our athletes. And so students, if when I call your name, if you'll join us up front, and then we'll just take a team picture when we have everybody up front. This student stands out as a track star, setting the school record in the 400 meters and securing the region championship while also finishing as the state runner-up in the same event. She was part of the 4x400 meter state champion relay team and has also been given a track scholarship and will attend Arkansas State University. Jada Buggs. This student dominated the competition as the region champion in the 200 meters and was a strong contender in the 400 meters with a runner-up finish. She was part of the 4x200 and the 4x400 meters state champion relay team. Mackenzie Burnett. This student made her mark as a state qualifier and region champion. She was on the 4x400 meters state champion relay team. Layla Burris. This team member blazed her way to victory as the region champion in the 100 meters, displaying her sprinting prowess. She was on the 4x200 meters state champion relay team. Alyssa Crump. This student demonstrated her versatility by qualifying for state in 4 events and emerging as a region champion in 3 of them. She was part of both the 4x200 meter and 4x400 meters state champion relay team. Insaya McGee. This student claimed the runner-up spot in the 200 meters at the region level, showcasing her speed and agility. She was on the 4x200 meters state champion relay team. Jory Savage. We also want to recognize the outstanding coaches for this team. We have head coach Russell Thomas, and assistant coach Freddie Jones. I want to get into them now or at the recess? Okay, just put them at their side. And we have some gifts being brought to our board members from Heritage. So we'll let them do that and then we'll organize for our photo here.
Okay, everyone looking up, big smiles, looking forward. 1, 1.
Congratulations. Uh-huh. The Rockdale Magnet Junior Varsity Math Team had a great season. The JV team placed across many competitions this season, including a second place at the Floyd County Mathematics Invitational and first place at the Middle Georgia State University Olympics. Their performance earned them a spot in the recent state JV math tournament at Tatnall Square Academy in Macon on Saturday, April 13th, where they placed 6th in the state. We congratulate the following Magnet JV math team members for their outstanding season and 6th place finish in the state. First, we have team member Alyssa Anderson. Caleb Barnwell. Christopher Broadus. Harley Gibson. Javier Inarity. Rebecca Sistrat. And Sophia Zakharova. We would also like to recognize our outstanding JV and varsity math team coaches who I will call up and ask to remain up front for our varsity group who will be next. First, also recently being named as the Teacher of the Year for Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology, Dr. Charles Garner. And Mr. David Hornbeck. Yes, you get a certificate. Congratulations. I'm not centered. It's driving me crazy. There we go. The Rockdale Magnet varsity math team also had a great season, winning first and third place at the Math and Puzzle Program Challenge in Macon, first place at the Middle Georgia State University Math Olympics, and first place at the Columbus University Math Tournament. Their top scores earned the team an invitation to the Georgia Council of Teachers of Mathematics State Math Tournament on April 27th, where they won 17th place in the state. Please congratulate the following Magnet varsity team members for their outstanding season and 17th place finish in the state tournament. Again, we would also like to celebrate their coaches, Dr. Garner and Mr. Hornbeck. Our team members, Trenton Fulgham. Alexis Martinez. Delano Page. And Matilda Rogers, who I know was not coming. AP testing. It's AP testing. Yes. Thank you for representing Dr. Garner. Congratulations. The U.S. Department of Energy National Science Bowl is a nationwide academic competition that tests students' knowledge in all areas of science and mathematics. Middle and high school student teams from diverse backgrounds are comprised of 4 students, 1 alternate, and a teacher who serves as an advisor and coach. These teams face off in a fast-paced question and answer format, being tested on a range of science disciplines, including biology, chemistry, earth science, physics, energy, and math. The Magnet Science team recently competed and won 7th place at the Georgia High School Regional Science Bowl. Congratulations to the following Science Bowl team members and coaches: Skylar Chandler, Kayla Holland, Seda Hoyt, Andrew Land, Daniel Wynn, and our coaches, Tiffany Jones, and Diana Kinnan.
Here, please.
Congratulations. The K-12 Inventure Prize challenges kindergarten through high school students to identify real-world problems and design novel solutions through analysis, creativity, and the engineering design process. Approximately 250 K-12 student inventors from 40 schools across the state, and for the first time from select schools in Alabama, arrived on the Georgia Tech campus on March 13th for the 2024 K-12 Inventure Prize State Finals 10th anniversary celebration. In this year's competition, 108 student teams all advanced from the online qualifier and regional qualifying events of the STEM Invention Entrepreneurship Program. 32 winners singled out by contest judges will advance to the next round of the competition, the Invention Convention U.S. Nationals, which will be in Michigan next month. We congratulate the following students for the state level K-12 Inventure Prize. Winning first place at the state and earning an invitation to the National Invention Convention, Roderick Sneed. A K-12 Inventure Prize State Finals participant, Prakash Gupta. Also participating in the Inventure Prize State Finals, Sydney Hammett. Also participating in the Inventure Prize State Finals, Layla Thomas. Okay. Oh. Over here. Okay, over here.
Thank you.
Okay. Rockdale County High School is this year's Georgia Council on Economic Education's Access Zone winner. This has earned Team 1B2 and their teacher an automatic berth to the National Personal Finance Challenge on May 19th and 20th in Cleveland, Ohio. The Personal Finance Challenge lets students demonstrate their knowledge of personal finance literacy in an online competition with other high school students from across Georgia. For the state finals, students were given a scenario in which they identified problems and solutions using the information given and their knowledge of the principles of economics, personal finance, and life. Students presented their response to the scenario and were scored by a team of judges. We congratulate the following students from Rockdale County High School on their achievements with personal finance. First, team member Imani Asbury. Anila King. Cameron Bolton. Angelina Herrera Beltran. And their teacher, Gregory Johnson. One more. Congratulations. The Georgia Social Studies Fairs lead students through competition to learn, practice, and perfect research processes that can and should be used now and in the future to make informed decisions that impact both today and posterity. The research practices encouraged by the local, regional, and state fairs have been included in the Georgia curriculum for many years. 7 RCPS students advanced from the Regional Social Studies Fair competition to participate in the Georgia Social Studies Fair held in April at North Cobb High School. One RCPS student earned a special award for his use of technology. At the end of the competition, several judges asked what we are doing in the East Metro region to produce quality projects. Please congratulate the following students for representing RCPS and the East Metro region. Our first student, who I know is not with us tonight but might be watching, from Honey Creek Elementary, and he is the one who won first place Best in Region and State Best Use of Technology Award, Asher Futches. Also from Honey Creek Elementary, winning first place Best in Region and participating in the state, Grayson Harris. From Sims Elementary, winning first place Best in Region and participating in the state, Charles Denard III. From C.J. Hicks Elementary School, winning first place Best in Region and participating in the state, Declan Giglio. From Shoal Creek Elementary, also winning first place Best in Region and participating in the state, Devin Crawford. Our next student is also from Shoal Creek Elementary School, winning first place, best in region, and participating in the state, Carter McCullers. Our final student is from Peaks Chapel Elementary School, winning first place, best in region, and participating in the state, Madison McCullough. Smiles, everyone, big smile. All right, one more. Smiles, everybody. Back to those big, beautiful smiles. There we go. Thank you. No. I just got to push this up. National History Day is an annual competition. This is our final group, by the way. National History Day is an annual competition that gives students in grades 6 through 12 an opportunity to dive deep into an area of interest in the social studies. Each year, students are provided with a specific theme. This year's theme was Turning Points in History. Students then choose an historical topic related to the annual theme. For months, students conduct primary and secondary research. Once the research is completed, students showcase their work in one of 5 categories: a paper, an exhibit, a performance, a documentary, or a website. Students with exemplary work advance from the region to the state and then the national levels. Tonight, we begin by recognizing our National History Day state competitors, and we will do our junior division or our middle school division first, followed by our senior division. From Davis Middle School, in the category of individual performance, winning first place in the region, first place in the state, and advancing to nationals, Hasib Ol-Haq. Also from Davis Middle School, winning first place, the category, is individual documentary, winning first place in the region, first place in state, and also advancing to nationals, Joshua Buchanan. And just so you know, nationals will be held in Maryland this summer. Our next student is not here with us this evening, our next 2 students, but they won junior group website, first place region, third place in the state, and that is Rachel and Russell Moore. They were also from Davis Middle School. Our next competitor is also from Davis Middle School, winning individual website second place region and participating in the state, Elise Jones. Next, from Conyers Middle School, in the category of the junior category paper, third place in the region and participating in the state, Jared White. From Davis Middle School for group website, third place in the region, participating in the state, Gavin Kitchens. Winning third place in the region and participating at state for group website, Jason Pham from Davis Middle. Also from Davis Middle School, individual website, third place in the region and participating in the state competition from Davis Middle School, Chloe Jennings. And our final junior category winner in the individual exhibit category, winning third place in the region and participating in the state from Memorial Middle School, Daniela Tarancon. Congratulations. And now for our senior group, these are our high school students participating in the National History Day state competition. First, winning third place in the region, first place in the state, and advancing to nationals in the category of individual documentary from Heritage High School, Stephen Chambers. For group website, winning third place in the region, second place in the state, also advancing to nationals, also winning the best use of National Archives or Presidential Library Resources, and the Outstanding Economic History Award from Heritage High School, Christina Luong. For senior group website, also winning third place in the region, second place in the state, advancing to nationals, winning the best use of National Archives or Presidential Library Resources, and the Outstanding Economic History Award from Heritage High School, Kobe Miller. Our next student I know is not able to be here with us, but our next student won first place in the region and honorable mention in the state from Heritage High School, Joanna Berkey. In the group exhibit category, our next 4 students won first place in the region and participated in the state. Again, this is for the group exhibit. We have from Heritage High School, Christian Bridges, Elizabeth Lovett, Juliana Rego, and Cassidy Tinsley. In the category individual documentary, winning first place in the region and participating in the state from Heritage High School, Zoe Howard. From Salem High School, in the category paper, winning third place in the region and participating in the state, Kiana Gao. Our next 2 students won second place in the region and participated in the state in the category group documentary. Both of these students are from Heritage High School, Giselle Camacho. And Ashley Shirley. Our next 5 students all won second place in the region and participated in the state in the category exhibit, all from Heritage High School. Jennifer Alvarez. Stephanie Avalos. Alicia Lloyd. And Leslie Martinez. Our next student won second place in the region and participated in the state at the individual exhibit category. Sydney Antoine from Heritage High School. Our next 2 students are from Salem High School, winning third place in the region and participating in the state in the category group exhibit. Kamani Hart. And Jordan LaVille. Our next student is from Salem High School, winning the individual exhibit third place in the region and participating in the state. Anaya Moore. From Heritage High School in the category individual website, winning third place in the region and participating in the state. Matt Dawson. And winning the Classroom Teacher Award for National History Day, our teacher from Heritage High School, Michelle Brooks. Big smiles, big smiles. Congratulations. That's it. I don't know.
At this time, we'll take a brief recess, board, so that we can congratulate our families. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Go Heather. Heather better come on.
Okay, this.
Y'all ready? The time is now 7:52 p.m. and I would like to call the meeting back to order. At this time, we want to welcome all of our visitors here. This is the time when we allow citizens 3 minutes to address the board. Please feel free to submit any documents to the board. We do not normally address your concerns tonight, but we ask that the administration to address your concerns and provide you with an appropriate response. If your topic involves a personnel matter, or if you're contend that your legal rights have been violated, we have specific grievance procedures for these matters. We respectfully ask that you refrain from making threats, personal attacks, slanderous remarks, or engaging in behavior that disrupts the decorum of this meeting. I would like to welcome Bianca Brown. Good evening and welcome.
Don't get response. I know the turnaround might be 24 to 48 hours, but it shouldn't take 2 weeks or a week for me to get a response about something that's going on with my child.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you.
And someone will contact you with the appropriate process to handle that, okay?
Okay.
Yes, yeah, just put this. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, Dr. Oates, I'm going to turn it over to you for cabinet updates.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman, Vice Chairwoman Duncan, our distinguished board members, executive cabinet members, and those of our guests who remain, as well as some presenters who will be coming up later. We'll begin with the Office of Human Resources, and I think standing in for Human Resources, our interim CFO, Joyce Smith, for the introduction.
Chair Duncan, Superintendent Dr. Oaks, remaining board members. Tonight, I had the pleasure of introducing our representatives from ESS. Come on up. So we have Liz DeVette. She's the VP of Sales. We also have Casey Gruber. She is the operations person for ESS. And we have Scott Smith. He is the benefits person, Aflac benefits and insurance person. And I'll let them do their thing. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, Dr. Oates, esteemed board members. We appreciate you having us here tonight to introduce our program again. I know that we've visited this in the past, but as we continue to explore this partnership, we wanted to come before you and just share you a little bit about ESS and our plan moving forward. We have our team here and we'll kind of go through a couple slides and then answer some questions for you. So about ESS. ESS is the national leading provider of staffing solutions to school systems across the country, over 900, and we represent 37 states. We're very proud of that. We work solely in education. We provide people that want to be in the classroom and serving the students in the communities that they belong to. We are growing tremendously, and I wanted to go ahead and share the next slide with you. These are the districts in Georgia that we are currently serving. We serve over 60 for substitute staffing, but what we're looking at tonight is our permanent placement staffing, and these are the school systems that are currently partnering with us. As you can see, there's almost 20, and then in addition to that, in the last 7 days, we've been able to partner with 4 more school systems. So as you can see, that there is a trend moving towards this partnership, and there's a reason for that. The benefits costs to the school system are increasing dramatically. They have increased over the last 2 years, and it's promised that they're going to increase additionally over the next 2 years, especially for the 2024-25 school year, the 25 and 26 school year. They're spending upwards of $17,000 to $20,000 for one classified employee on the health benefits side. So districts are looking at this as a solution to be able to provide excellent paraprofessionals in the classroom, as well as a cost savings to the school system, but also offering a very competitive wage for these employees. We understand how essential these positions are in the classroom, and we want to make sure that they're paid diligently, quickly, but also they're an increase to their salary, as we're going to go into a little bit about that. You'll see some of the school systems that are notable, that are similar in size and scope. Oconee County is partnering with ESS. Douglas County is partnering with ESS. Fulton County Schools is also partnering with us. And then we were also able to add Habersham and Union and several others. So just take a look at this, and I know that the cabinet has done a lot of the background onto us and checked our references, and we are growing and trending due to our excellent customer service and the way we treat our paraprofessionals. The experience that we've had in Rockdale so far has been awesome. Over the last couple of weeks, our team has been able to meet with your paraprofessionals on 2 different occasions. They've invited us to be at a in-person meeting where we were able to sit down with a lot of the paraprofessionals, with our team standing next to the Rockdale team, which is how our paraprofessionals will be in the classroom. The ESS paraprofessionals will stand next to the Rockdale paraprofessionals, and everyone will work together to bring the classroom and the education together, move it forward on a daily basis. So during those meetings, we were able to answer questions, talk about what their paychecks would look like from ESS if they were to take this option of coming on to ESS. So as it stands right now, most of these school systems have made this an option for their current paraprofessionals that are provided to the district. And then moving forward, as vacant positions become available in the district, ESS would provide candidates, and your principals would do the hiring of those positions. They would be doing the final interview and give the final say. And then if they were to want to make a change for a position, they would be the ones that are able to make the change moving forward. So an ESS para, yes, their paycheck comes from ESS, but ultimately their boss is the principal in your schools. So they would have the candidates, and they would be able to choose the candidate for the vacant position. So in addition to our in-person meeting, we were able to also do a virtual option for some of the paras. And the response that we've gotten has been tremendous, honestly. The district did a questionnaire, and I'm sure you guys received the results of those questionnaire. Of the 200 plus that responded, of the 300 total paras the district has, 100 of them, or just under, I think it was about 99, said that they would be very interested in our program and hearing about opting into our program. This is not for everyone. It's not the best situation for someone that served the school system for 8, 9, 10, 15 years if they're vested in TRS. It may not be a good option for them, and they can stay put, and we understand that. It would be best for them to stay with the district and stay under TRS. However, for those paraprofessionals that their future and career path might be unknown and they want to serve in the classrooms right now, it might be best for them to come on board with ESS. If they have 0 to 5 years, we found that those are the targeted folks that really benefit from coming with ESS. They would be able to opt into our program. And then moving forward, ESS would be providing the candidates for your positions as they come available. In addition to this, so we were able to do that. And then the questionnaire that came back, we were also able to put together an answer, question and answer frequently asked questions for them. And I think through this process, we've found that a lot of the paras are very interested. We were able to take their guard down a little bit, that the district employees that want to stay with the district, stay with the district. We would invite you to. We think it's best for them to, and they still would have their same position. But moving forward, it would offer a lot of benefit to the districts to have this option. Now, Casey's going to come up. Casey is our regional manager. Casey is the boots on the ground in a lot of those systems that you see. So she's going to go up with the incentives and reason why it might be a great option for your paras to work for ESS.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for having us here today. Thus far, every district employee that Liz, Scott, or myself has had an opportunity to speak with, you all have been very kind and very welcoming. It has been a pleasurable experience so far, so thank you. We know that coming into education or selecting to take a career in education often isn't a choice to get rich, right? It's not a choice to get rich. You have to have a passion for what you do. You have to have a desire and something in your soul that you crave to change students' lives. When we partner with a school district, we partner with you. We are an extension of your team, and we are an extension of the paraprofessionals. Every paraprofessional goes through the same interviewing process with the principals. They give us the thumbs up and we onboard them. If there are any type of incident reports or injuries that take place, we're going to handle that. But we also act as an advocate for our paraprofessionals. Just last month, I was in one of these meetings where there were so many awards in Colquitt County. There were 3 paraprofessionals that were nominated for Paraprofessional of the Year. 2 of those were ESS paras. The ESS para won and received a $5,000 cash payment. They also received recognition in Meriwether County. You guys are an intimidating group, excuse me. I talk to 50 substitutes every day, and that's simple, but it's hard to read your faces. But all of our paraprofessionals are recognized alongside of Rockdale. In fact, their identity does not change. So they are a Rockdale employee. They are a Rockdale ESS in parentheses employee. When we got the responses and we were able to talk to the paraprofessionals, it doesn't come to a surprise that they're interested in receiving a little bit of extra money. Next slide. So this is an example of how we're able to make that possible. The district will continue to set the pay rate. That flows over all of the credentials that paraprofessionals have on file if they opt to transition comes to ESS. Every year that they complete a full school year, they're going to increase on that step scale as well. So the year to date for this example is $20,000 for an employee for 0 to 2 years experience. They are mandated to donate to TRS and benefits. For ESS, it's an option for retirement. We don't have TRS, but it is 401k, and we match up to 3% starting on day 1. With these tax brackets, most individuals need more money in their pockets to live, to survive. And mandated to TRS or benefits hurts their pocket, it hurts their families. If it's a healthy individual, they may opt into a smaller benefits package, but that's why we have Scott here. We have a plethora of benefit options. We offer medical, dental, vision, life, and 401k. That year-to-date employee is spread out over 12 months. So they're receiving around $1,600 a month. For an ESS employee, we pay by the day. We pay every Friday, but we're 2 weeks in the rear. So essentially on the last day of school, they still have 2 additional paychecks that are coming, but we need to stand in that gap and ensure that during Christmas, during Thanksgiving, during summer, that they are also receiving a salary. So we offer a $15 per day attendance bonus. That's right. You get a bonus just for showing up to work. Now, that doesn't mean that if you don't have perfect attendance that you don't receive your bonus. This is their earned money. So essentially, they can earn up to $2,700 additional a year. That's a lot of money. Since we pay weekly, you can see the example of a monthly estimated average of a little over $2,200. That's a lot more money in their pocket. And if they need that cash, instead of opting into retirement, that opportunity is there for them. The attendance bonus is then broken down after they receive a payment through Christmas, fall. The remainder of that is divided equally into 4 paychecks every other week until school resumes. So again, they're getting to keep more money in their pocket. They're receiving an attendance bonus. There is absolutely no difference in their identity as a Rockdale employee. We also go to another level and we nominate them. So we talk to the principals, we talk to the schools, and we provide an employee of the month every month with additional incentives, certificates. And at the end of the year, next year, we hope to be here also recognizing the Rockdale ESS paraprofessionals.
The next slide is just an example of the next step up. And this might be a slide that you guys are familiar with as it was presented back in the April board meeting. But we did want to show an additional slide showing the next step up. So anyone 5 years or less, this is a great option for them. Now, like we said, if you are, serving the district and you've been here for 8, 10, 15 years, this is not a great option for you. And that's what the conversation that we would have on an individual basis if people were looking at exploring this option, if the district were to choose a partnership with ESS. So we kind of already touched into a little bit of the benefits, but we did bring our representative for benefits here if there happen to be any questions. But we are able to shop the benefits. So each individual can find a plan through our benefits at the agency of North Georgia that would best fit their needs. There's a plethora of options. So this is the savings. So what does it look like for you guys as a school system if you were to partner with ESS? With the attendance bonus, we are able to continue to save the district $11,000 per employee if they were to transition to ESS. Now, this is still with the para getting weekly pay, $15 a day more in attendance bonus. So there's also benefits for the paraprofessionals. So we want to make sure it's also advantageous for the district as well. So this is what we're looking at per position. And this is why a lot of the Georgia school systems are looking at this program very seriously and finding it as an excellent solution for their district. I'm sure you can kind of read through this a little bit. I won't read every point, but the main thing is the principals maintain control. They're the ones who are doing the actual, this candidate is wonderful for my school, let's bring them in. And how the transition would go. So if you guys were to partner with us, what we would do is meet with all of your paraprofessionals. We would sit down with them, much like we did in the last meeting, with more attendance, I'm sure, and go through this again with them and show them what it would look like to be with the district and what it would look like to be with ESS. And if there were additional questions, we would sit and stand before them and answer them. And then they would have to fill out their I-9s with ESS and they would roll over their credentials, their background checks and all of that. If they were already district employees, would roll over to us. And then moving forward, if we have a position become available, they give us what the position calls for. And then we would go find candidates, bring them to the principal for final interviews, and they would be onboarded. So that's kind of what it looks like going forward as well. So that's our presentation as of yet. We will open the floor, I guess, for questions or whatever, Madam Chair, you need to do.
Do we have any questions? Yes, I do have a question. If you had to give a percentage, what would you say is your retention rate?
Retention of paraprofessionals?
Yes.
Oh. If this makes sense, the weekly checks throughout the year do help, but also the checks over the summer that they're receiving are also incentives for them to come back. In addition, there's always going to be turnover in positions like this, so there is going to be some turnover, but I think staying in touch with your parapros through the summer, engaging with them, those checks will help with that as well. Additional training classes that we're going to have would help us with that as well. You got to stay top of mind.
I would like to add that it is a very personal relationship that we have with paraprofessionals. We currently partner with Douglas County, and I have a local team there located in the board office, and they're throwing a paraprofessional end of the summer or end of the year bash. They're also offering continued training from volunteers that are in the community to meet one-on-one with those paras or in groups with those paras. But there's a lot of recognition and engagement that takes place. So I think that's extremely important. We also have different partnerships, for example, with GSU. If there is an individual that's interested in continuing their education, we make that recommendation back to you for them to transition so they can start donating to TRS, but they also get additional scholarships. We go over and beyond to make sure that they get the support they need. Even on onboarding, we offer a Kickstart program where we reimburse that applicant up to $125 for the out-of-pocket cost of background checks, TB or drug urinalysis.
For the 4 districts that recently joined on with you all.
Be Sham, Twigs,
Wilkes,
Wilkes,
Miller,
Miller,
Irwin.
yeah, Irwin. So that's more than 4, that's 5,
Mhm.
but those all just joined on with us.
Okay. I didn't hear, did you mention Fulton County as well?
Fulton County, we've been serving for several years.
Justin?
Thank you. I'm going to have several questions for you. So are the parapros, if they opt into ESS, are they W-2 employees with your company?
Yes.
Okay, so they don't have to pay into TRS with your company, but do they have to pay Social Security and Medicare?
Yes, sir.
Okay, has that been disclosed
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the questions that was mentioned in during our one-on-ones with the paras, and we did mention that.
Okay. Let's see. So you said you partnered with Fulton County, and looking at the map of the counties that you service, I don't see any marked that are in Metro RESA, and Fulton County is not marked. So in what capacity do you serve Fulton County?
PLI.
PLI, proximity learning. We provide proximity learning it's virtual teachers to Fulton County.
Okay, but you don't do full-time paraprofessional staffing for Fulton County?
No, we do not.
So so it looks like the counties that you service are rural. With the exclusion of Douglas, it seems like there's a lot of rural counties that don't necessarily match up with the Rockdale County demographic. Can you I guess the ultimate question is, how is your net wider in this area that you're better able to recruit paraprofessionals than our own HR department is?
I have a great answer for that. So we don't have a magic bus that brings in paraprofessionals to these positions, but we have a local team that all we do is recruit. So we spend time in the community. In fact, even in a car pickup line, there's always that one parent that gets there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to be first in line so they don't have to wait in line to pick their child up. Well, that's a great person that could volunteer. We call it volunteer and get paid to do it. But we will target car pickup lines. We go out into the community. We participate with the Chamber of Commerce. We host job fairs, but that's all we solely focus on is recruiting and staffing, whereas your HR department can't solely focus on recruiting and staffing because there's additional job duties and responsibilities. We also service Henry County and Muskogee County schools, not in permanent placements, but in substitutes. And I'd like to just give an example of what our staffing capabilities are. This was our first year with Henry County. Last year, they averaged a 40% fill rate with substitutes. They had 450 active substitutes, 250 transitioned to ESS. After a full year in that district with a 3-person team, we average a 90% fill rate. We're tripling the amount of position fills that they had, and we just hit our 1,300 substitute hire.
I got it. Substitute placement is a little different than the permanent hire that we're talking about. I mean, I'll be upfront with you. We have had problems with outsourcing custodial staff, and I have very real reservations about outsourcing paraprofessionals. So I'm just going to be upfront with you that that's where I'm coming from.
Thank you for that.
The benefits package. So what I'm worried about is if we transition to ESS as permanent placement for new hires. I get the opting in for our current employees, but if it is 100% that you have to be employed by ESS to be a new paraprofessional to Rockdale County, I have concerns about the insurance and the benefits that you offer. Do the paraprofessionals know that if they opt into a benefits package that they pay for that out of pocket from their gross pay?
Yes.
It's not anything that's supplemented by ESS except the 3% match for 401k. So if you have an employee plus spouse, looking at the medium range health insurance plan that was $49.08. I think it was slide 7. So $49.08 employee plus spouse. For dental, that's $16.17. Has it been explained to them that cost would come directly out of their paycheck?
Yes.
Yes.
It has been explained with the caveat that there are a plethora of plans that they're going to be able to choose from. That's why we invited Scott to come with us today. He has a plethora of plans that are available, so he can kind of speak to.
Yeah, I can answer any questions that you have on the plans. Yeah, but we actually, the way this is designed too, they have full service of ACA. So if, the plans are designed for access to healthcare, behavioral health, no cost, 24-hour direct primary care, virtual care, put a lot of emphasis on diabetes management and put a lot of emphasis on pharmacy or wholesale pharmacy. There's probably over 200 people that are getting drugs from Humira to Otezla to whatever that are anywhere from 500 Januvia to Humira at $6,000 a month for less than $250 a month because of the plan that they have and the way it's designed. So when you have that type of plan, at the end of the day, there's only so much money. The pie can only be cut so much. So the extra $750 or whatever it is a month still comes down to a full service plan that they're walking away with an extra $500, roughly $450 in their pocket than they would normally every month.
And Scott's team is willing to meet on an individual basis with paraprofessionals that do want to transition over to ESS and find the plan that's best for them. He has 12, I believe. How many folks?
We have 12 full-time, we have 60 in call center that are actually benefit counselors that just deal and non-commissioned that deal with that on a basis that they book appointments and they handle it. But we actually have 12 boots on the ground that we can deliver right here in Georgia. Our office is in Norcross. We have 80 agents, but that are local. We have 12 dedicated to ESS.
But a follow-up question then, it's a difficult question to ask, but because insurance is complicated, but in terms of deductibles and co-insurance and co-pays, how do your plans compare to what Rockdale currently offers their paraprofessionals?
But they don't.
They don't compare.
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're either set up as wellness and access to healthcare with doctor visits and hospital stays and everything like that, or if they need healthcare as far as full blown, we'll put them on ACA where they actually have better coverage a lot of times than what's being offered here at a lot less money.
But how much does that cost?
It's usually anywhere from $80 to $140 a month.
A month?
Yeah. And that's a full blown medical plan. Aetna, Cigna, whatever plan is best in their area, their doctors. We actually even look up in the network for what doctors that they have, because in the way it's changing right now, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife went for a mammogram and she was covered 2 months ago with that provider. We get there, no. So we don't cover Cigna anymore. So what do you do? Right? So we switch to what we know how to do, and a $5,000 mammogram that's invasive mammogram that we got for $600 because we know how to do it. And we did it that same day within like 2 hours because we couldn't wait another 2 months because my wife needed the care. And we do that same thing for all the ESS employees.
Is there a breakdown of the benefits package that you could possibly give to the board that we could take a look at?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we also provided at the meeting with the paraprofessionals, QR code. Gosh, I'm sorry. A QR code for them to look into as well, agreeing that this is hard to look through as an individual that may not have an extensive experience with different insurance plans. But we did provide that, and we would walk through it with you, and we would also provide it for you guys.
And I would just like to expound, especially beyond healthcare, like what you're thinking about major medical. I mean, I thought the ESS is the only company that I know of that has zero cost group Medicare for life for spouse as well, surviving spouse. I mean, a lot of the school districts, we handle all the benefits all over the country for them. And you're dealing with people that have paid into their retirement fund all their lives. The spouse The surviving spouse is not the teacher. Now they're looking at $800 a month for benefits, where they're on ESS, they're paying nothing. So for Medicare, right? Just for not Medicare, but for the retirement. So we'll put them on a Medicare plan, and we can get them on that because it's a group plan for nothing. We have guaranteed issue life, 0 to 100 term. That's extremely affordable, up to $100,000 of term life. And a lot of people have not made that decision earlier in life that need that now. And at an earlier age, you're looking at, and I'm, $1,000 a month premium sometimes for that type of life insurance. I mean, where now they're paying 25.
I get that. I will tell you, my worry is I have talked to so many paraprofessionals that are either veterans in Rockdale County Public Schools or have retired. And a lot of them tell me that the reason that they came to the school system to begin with had nothing to do with pay. Can't live off $21,000 a year. So either their spouse doesn't have access to health care, so they came into the school system with the sole intent really of gaining access to that health insurance. And if we enter into an agreement with you where every new hire that comes into the system has to go through ESS, we foreclose that access to health care. And that's my worry.
Unless they choose to continue their education and become a teacher, because at that time, we're going to make the recommendation for you to hire them directly. And because it is an option and we meet with the existing paras one-on-one, if a concern is that they're working for benefits, I'm not going to recommend that they transition over. And as Liz mentioned earlier, if they have 7-10 years invested in TRS, it's not a good option for them. But when they retire, and if they opt to retire, they can receive their retirement and come back to work for ESS on the same scale and not be 49%. I have several that are interested in that option when they retire.
And when you talk about recruitment, as far as recruitment goes, if they're only like in a district like Douglas, they might have had the same concern of how you're going to find someone if we don't offer TRS. But in Douglas now we have over 80.
We have 70. So when we first joined with Douglas County, they had 40 vacancies. We now have 70 permanent paraprofessional placements. We've exceeded our goal, and we have a list of 50 vacancies for the upcoming year, and it's been extremely successful.
So if the district decided to hire you, y'all don't work for free, what would the cost of the district be to enlist your services?
We work on a markup basis. So what it would be is for every paraprofessional that we place, there would be a markup on that for every day that they work. So every day each week we would send a bill, but that number that we saw with the savings is actually full blown partnership. That's with any markup included. That's with any management costs. That's with anything included. So you're still getting an $11,000 savings per position with ESS.
And if an employee does not work that day, you're not billed for that day.
Right.
There's no cost for our folks not working. That's why we encourage them with an attendance bonus.
Do y'all provide substitutes if they don't work?
If you would like for us to.
That's one thing that we haven't worked out the detail on, but we certainly can. And in some districts we do. And in some districts, they decide that they want to cover it in-house. So it just depends on what the best for the HR team in each individual school.
Madam Chair, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions? Heather Duncan, you do not have the floor. Okay. Mandy North, go ahead.
Okay. I was also concerned about the explaining to the potential parapros that you might hire about the difference with not paying into Social Security, like Justin mentioned. I know our example here on our slide 5 and page 6 doesn't have that taken out. So the numbers on the bottom aren't exactly reflective of what the difference in the salary would be, because their mandated TRS 6% is because we're not paying into FICA, but they will be required to pay into FICA with y'all, right?
Yes.
So have you given numbers to our potential parapros of the true salary differences?
We have not, but this is as it stands right now, this is what we have shared with them. We could break it down further, and we're happy to do so. There has been a question that has arisen about Social Security, and we answered that and said yes. So we can dig in further and provide that. That's no problem.
I think it would be great if you could put it on the FAQ because some people might not understand that.
Right.
And looking at the numbers side by side, it would be helpful for them to see they are going to be losing 6.2% to FICA. And the other question I have is, do y'all have a matching on the 401k?
3%.
Okay.
Heather Duncan?
Someone brought it to our attention that one of the paraprofessionals said that your 6% is actually not accurate. It's actually 8%.
7.9%.
7.9. Is that what it was?
Okay.
So we probably should adjust that on both sides. Right.
Do we have any more questions? Go ahead, Ms. Duncan, Let.
Sure either.
Just for clarification, were you saying Medicare or medical care?
Actually, it's Medicare for at 65.
Yes.
So we have a lot of people that actually will take their retirement and then come on with ESS and then use the Medicare Advantage on the back end and come in on that end when they retire.
Okay, but you were saying that you was providing Medicare to them, medical care. I was just trying to make sure I heard
Yeah,
that.
I did actually use medical care as well in an earlier statement. I used both. I used Medicare and I used medical care when I was speaking on the plans that. So sorry, I can't read that far, but
But when you said you're
Distinguished
providing
board member
but when you say you're providing Medicare to them, they automatically get Medicare when they're 65. So it's just,
Well, there's
are you
different
saying
plans.
that there a plan that you all offer?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
actually, that's a great question because it's something that's unique. That was my point. They actually have a group Medicare plan that is again, unique, that was put together by my partner, Chris Mile. Pretty neat.
And who was that provided?
What now?
Who's the provider?
The federal government,
Okay.
but it's all administered.
But you're saying it's unique, so I'm trying to figure out what's unique about it versus if I'm just a.
Yeah, so Medicare Part C, when they get involved with Aetna and they don't have to take A and B, they can take C, which is I'm reluctant right now to remember, it's Advantage plans.
Mhm.
Those are actually when the carriers, private sector and the government come together.
Right.
That's what this would be. That's the same type of relationship that they put together.
But I'm just trying to find the uniqueness of it.
But
I mean, it's
each
just-
Advantage
it's just
plan
a-
is unique. Each Advantage plan is unique and it's towards each zip code of where you live. Some of them have dental benefits, all the commercials on TV. Let me, tell us your zip code.
Yeah.
Well, this would be not the case. This would be centralized at every zip code with all the benefits that are involved. And that's what makes it unique. This doesn't matter where you live, where you retire, those benefits are going to be the same. Zero cost Medicare savings account. It gets funded every year. There's if you're relatively healthy, the plans are putting in $3,000 into a savings account, medical savings account that they can use that never goes away. So after 6-7 years, if you had relatively good health, you can have $10,000 to $15,000 sitting in that with still a zero cost, zero premium plan,
Okay, so
just
it's
for
an
out of
advantage-
pocket expenses. So that's what makes it unique.
Okay, but it's an Advantage plan, and I understand that, but my thing is who's the provider?
So
I know you're saying the
it
federal
would
government,
depend,
but
it would depend what area they're in. They'll pick the
so still
provider
depend on-
that would be best for where they're at. Some carriers have no presence in Upper Peninsula, Michigan,
absolutely.
so they would use the providers that were there.
Okay, that's my special, but I'm just trying to figure out what was unique about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for ESS?
No, I don't have any questions. Actually Justin asked mine, but I would like to see the information that Mandy asked, where we compare with the Social Security and to kind of break
Yes.
down the base. Yeah.
Also, maybe just check with Jocelyn. I don't think they have to pay 7.9. But maybe,
About the off retirement, including the off retirement.
Okay.
2% plus the 2%.
Okay.
Retirement is probably what they're.
Yeah.
Compare is the one that actually.
And Joycelyn, if working with ESS, let's get that added to the frequently asked questions document where you would have the side-by-side comparison of.
I think the very encouraging thing, we really want to be as transparent as possible with them as well, because we want it to be a good decision for them as well. If you guys were to come with a partnership with us, regardless, we want to be as clear. I mean, we want both eyes open when we go into this, and that's why we've already had 2 wonderful meetings with the paras that we thought were very productive, especially with the questionnaire coming back that almost 100 of them, I'll say 99, really were interested in hearing more about our program, but we want to make sure we're transparent even with those. So upfront and honest, that's what we're going for. So.
And let me share this, that this is important, obviously, that I asked you to be here to present and take questions from our board members, because this body collectively will have to make that decision. And I certainly want their decision to be informed by having access to you, and not just you physically, but to information. And they have indicated some additional things they'd like to be included, which will be have informational benefit for our paraprofessionals. I'm also, I've been thinking about this last couple of days, but I'm also going to get with Director of HR, Michelle Stevens, to work with you guys to offer another virtual session to give. Obviously, we had the in-person session. It was wonderful. I was able to attend it, but another opportunity to just continue to put out there an opportunity for paras to get their questions answered directly from the individuals. And then, of course, we'll update the frequently asked questions document to include the information that Mandy mentioned, and we'll make sure that information is communicated broadly to our paraprofessionals. Mandy?
I have a point of
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak. For the PTO and sick time, so you guys, if the paraprofessionals do not work, they don't get.
Right.
So no PTO, no sick days.
No sick days, but the actual, if you break down the attendance bonus, it's actually in the salary versus the PTO that they do get. It's actually worth more. The attendance bonus is worth more from a financial standpoint than the PTO days actually are.
But if they're sick or they're taking vacation, they won't get that $15 per day.
Right,
either.
right.
So it's slam, slam, slam 3 ways. It's a negative 3 ways.
That's also district specific. So in some districts, it's important that they give back a little bit more of that cost savings to the employee, and they will offer 5 PTO days, 10 PTO days. Our program is moldable. We can create that program to reflect whatever best suits the district. So if that is something that's important, it's always moldable.
And you still would have a significant cost savings. It just would be a little bit less. And if we were to work in 5 sick days or 5 PTO days of choice or whatnot, that would be something that we could do. We have done that in several of our districts. I would say the majority do not. However, we are more than happy to do that.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Madam Chair, I do have one last question.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm asking this question because this question was asked of me. So all of the paraprofessional training, is that still done through the district?
And we offer an additional training orientation on the ESS side to make sure that they have a clear understanding of what benefits are available to them to cover their pay scale, how absence are entered. But all of the training still goes directly through you.
Okay, so at this time, our paraprofessionals have the option to join a GAE, that's Georgia Education Association. Will they have that option with you all to join any type of educational association that will it's almost like an insurance, or almost like I hate to say this, almost like a, come on, help me with the word. Almost like an advocacy group, but almost like a union, but it's not really a union.
We're not familiar. We're not familiar with it. We're working with a lot of school systems and we haven't had that come up yet. However, we are open to hearing more about it. We're working in the 20 school systems plus that we're working with. We haven't heard of it yet, but we're open to conversation.
Typically, they're not denied any type of advocacy because they're still a Rockdale county employee, just with ESS in parentheses. So I know for Colquitt County, they have several associations, even with the YMCA. They allow them to have a reduced payment to join the YMCA as a district employee, and those employees through ESS receive the same benefits. It's not uncommon.
Okay.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for hearing them out. Tonight I'll be presenting the final financial reports for April. Thank you. The revenues for April were $11.3 million, and the year-to-date amount was $180.2 million, representing 90.1% of our budget. The revenues for April last year were $12.4 million. The year-to-date was $165 million, representing 91.2% of our budget. The expenditures for April were $17.1 million. Year-to-date, we were at $173.9 million, representing 84.8% of our budget. The expenditures this time last year were $16.5 million for April, $155 million year-to-date, representing 84% of our budget. Encumbrances were a total of $881,159. The fund balance for April was $42,628,149. This time last year, it was $48,604,557. Our assets are $42,628,149. Our liabilities have been cleared, and our fund balance again is $42,628,149. Later action item. That's the later action item. No, you're not bringing that right now, right?
Yes.
You want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. This is an action item for the board. This is the deemed assignment of investment advisory agreement. The superintendent recommends that the Rockdale County Board of Education approve the agreement assigning the management of our voluntary employment benefit association's investments from Sterling Capital Management to Guardian Capital upon the closing of the existing definitive purchase agreement. Currently, SunTrust, now Truist, has been our custodian, trustee, and investment manager of the district's Viva plan since its establishment in 1983. As a subsidiary of Truist, Sterling Capital has managed the investments of the Viva plan since October 2021. Truist has entered into a definitive purchase agreement with Guardian Capital, by which Guardian Capital will acquire Sterling Capital Trust. Truist will maintain the custodial and trustee responsibilities of our Viva plan. However, they will no longer provide investment management services. All employees of Sterling Capital will become employees of Guardian Capital. Thus, our portfolio will continue to be managed by the same representative, and the plan itself will maintain the same terms and conditions in place. It is also our understanding that although the owner may change, we can expect the same confidence in our holdings and little to no change in our investment strategy. Additionally, Guardian Capital and Truist will maintain a strong and committed partnership. That's it. Any questions?
Do we have any questions for Jocelyn? Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. At this time, I'm asking the board to please review the important financial information that Ms. Smith has presented, uploaded under the section of information. The board has reviewed the minutes for all board meetings held in April. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes for all board meetings held in April?
So moved, Justin.
Second.
All right, a motion to approve the April board minutes have been made by Mr. Kinney and second by Ms. Jones. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. There is no old business, but there is new business. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to approve the agreement assigning the management of the district's voluntary Employee Benefits Association investments from Sterling Capital Management LLC to Guardian Capital Group Limited upon the closing of the existing definitive purchase agreement?
So moved, Heather.
Second, Akita.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Ms. Duncan and second by Ms. Palmer. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Last week, the board voted to place numerous action items on a consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the action items under the consent agenda?
So moved, Heather.
Second, Akita.
Thank you. A motion to approve the action items under the consent agenda has been made by Ms. Duncan and second by Ms. Palmer. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to adopt the fiscal year 2025 tentative budget as presented?
Second.
Thank you. Motion has been made by Ms. Duncan and second by Ms. Jones. North? Okay, thank you. All right, is there any discussion? All in favor? 5-2. There's a no vote from Justin Kennett, a no vote from Ms. Sandra Jackson-Lett. All right, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to approve the Rockdale County Public Schools Strategic Waiver School System Application and all its relevant components so as to grant Rockdale County Public Schools the flexibility provided within the waiver accordingly?
Second, Akita.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Ms. Duncan and it has been seconded by Ms. Palmer. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to submit a new course request to Georgia Department of Education for Advanced Placement African American Studies?
You didn't see it.
A motion has been made by Ms. North and it has been seconded by Ms. Duncan. Is that right? Is there any discussion?
The state, we do have they have a curriculum already, or we're recommending a curriculum for it? Okay, but not at the state level, or we're recommending it at the state level? Okay, thank you. That's.
Any more questions? All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to purchase Nearpod as an innovative platform to integrate with current instructional resources to enhance the teaching and learning experiences for all content areas totaling $94,612.80?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Ms. Palmer and second by Ms. North. Is there any discussion? All right, go ahead, Ms. Sandra Jackson-Lett.
Just for clarification. Simply because I was concerned about it coming out of East Block 6, money that we have not yet collected. But after explanation from Ms. Shirley Chesser saying that we was going to be
having a payment plan for it, I'm open to that, but I'm just still concerned about spending money before we actually get it, so.
Thank you very much for that explanation. All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to approve the renewal of Renaissance Learning's STAR assessments as a universal reading and math screener for totaling $225,745.20?
So moved.
Thank you. Motion has been made by Ms. Palmer, second by Ms. Duncan. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. There is no board discussion. With no further business to discuss, do I hear a motion to conclude this meeting?
So moved, Justin.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Mr. Kinney and second by Ms. Jones to end this meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. The meeting is concluded 8:47 p.m. Thank you.